like not on Grow Nation, but on my personal.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's up right now. It's already up. Okay, it's starting to go. Yep, now it's live on your channel too. See, it actually comes up here on mine. Okay, I'm explaining this to y'all, the people that have the paid version of StreamYard. Yeah, are you near? I'll send you a link if you got the nerve to get on here. I'll send you a link.
And
Just
Gary,
you better be poop whooping.
You'll be on my channel too, Gary.
Yeah, we're actually, so I'm explaining this. Anyway, hey Gary, what's up? Gary's not whipped. He's actually doing a little bit of building and stuff here, he's just, busy. He's a busy man. Yeah. And plus he's got a son that's going to be moving out before too long, so you know how that goes. He's got to get the last of the bonding in and everything before he runs off to college and says, "Bye, Dad. By the way, can I have the keys to the bank?" Notice I didn't say car, I said bank.
Yeah. Esther, then.
That's always a great time of life, when those kids move away.
Wait, Gary, I'm gonna show. I got them on right now, Gary. I got something else new. My wife and I got hers are sandals, and I haven't had a pair of these in probably 10 years, and so I sent Gary a picture of me had these on.
Crocs?
Oh my
But
goodness.
look, they're fleece lined.
Oh, the winter time.
So they're all
Those are the winter Crocs.
They're all squished. They're all squishy under my feet. So I got some of those, and yeah, it was kind of cool. So anyway, so Nemo, I was joking about him and everything. Let me get back to it. I was actually testing out this thing over here. I had never looked at the analytics before. So I was like, oh, cool. I'll go ahead and look at this. All right, so we've kind of covered that. We talked about the new toys. I told you I got the Firehouse. Bob got his new thing.
I got another new toy.
Oh, okay.
Show and tell.
Another new toy. Ooh, very cool. All right.
Yes.
You want to tell us about it, Bob, or do you know anything about it? I'm not trying to be...
Well, it's a DEERC, and it's really pretty good. It's supposed to be able to hit about 30 miles an hour. Wow. And they just, when I bought it off of on Amazon, there was a couple parts that were in the picture of the drone, of the car, and that didn't wind up in the box. And they were great. They communicated with me, and they sent me those replacement parts twice. So, and told me just keep them. I was like, okay, thank you. Yeah.
Did you see this?
Anyway.
He was saying the Mini 2 SE became available in the UK a couple days ago, but with the old controller. I thought it came with the new controller.
I thought it came with the RCN1.
Yeah, so that's what I thought it came with the new controller.
Well, that's
My
what
bad.
It says there, RCN1.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it came with the new controller. That shows how little I knew about that drone.
Hey, Bill, look in the chat. Look at Bent Rail Productions. His last comment. He's watching that from my channel. See that little icon above the YouTube thing? He's watching it from my channel.
Very cool. It's very unique that the way this is working. But I think what it is it allows each channel to gain its own individual views, because there's only I'm getting 33 that are actually watching on my channel,
and I have 12.
And then Maddie's watching on a different channel. I don't know which. Oh, now he's in 3 chats in the same show. Yes, this is trippy, isn't it? Okay, so let me get back to this.
Maddie's watching from my channel too.
Yeah, he's on Bob's he's on Bob's channel, he's on this channel, and he's on your channel. He's in 3 different chats. Okay, so
everybody's views up.
So here's the deal. If you've got a paid, I'm assuming it's a paid, but Ron said it popped up on his too. So if as long as one of the people whose show that you're on has a paid account, a paid StreamYard, then even if you have a free StreamYard, then you can stream to your free channel. Okay, so it'll pop up for you too as well, and then you can send us, and it says some destinations won't get comments. So I'm assuming I don't understand. Maybe one of those. I'm sorry, I'm belching so much. Guess what I had for dinner? Only a Filipino person would know. I had sisig though. It's really, really good. So cool. Yeah, he's in all three.
Well, anybody in the chat that's watching on a different channel, leave it in the comment what channel you're watching from. If you're not watching from,
There you go. That would be cool.
I just posted in my channel. I just posted a comment. I wanted to see if that's going to come in.
It came up, Bob.
In the year.
All right. Let me do this again. It's that time again.
I just posted.
Well, you should definitely get some more exposure
Old
now.
parts, yeah, they're right there.
Yep. That came
Third
up.
one
All right,
up.
here we go.
Old parts with drones. I said, "Hi, all this is crazy."
We're gonna make it a little bit more to type this time.
I typed that in from my channel.
All right.
Well, this is good for me, Bill. I never do live on my own channel, so this is
My wife made that tonight, Mark, but I didn't. We found this new Filipino restaurant up at the outlet mall, and they've been there for a little while. So they were closed when we went the first day, so we went back the next day so that we could actually get some. And they gave me so much of it. I ate half of it and was stuffed, and then I finished the other half off tonight for dinner.
Look at the Thomas Baker said I'm on Ron Brown's channel.
There we go. This is so. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a way to share the wealth and everything, which is kind of cool. I thought that was kind of neat.
That's great.
Okay. So
this is crazy.
okay. So something right now. Did y'all see what I typed in back here? I typed in which channel. It's a long one. Hashtag which channel, all one word, is going to be the giveaway for the second sticker pack. Yes, it's going to be choose the broadcast, drone therapy, and the hashtag. It will be hashtag which channel.
That should be a sticker too, Bob. You know,
yes.
Which channel you watching the stream on sticker.
Right. Yeah. You know, whose channel are you watching? You know. Yeah.
Spin the wheel. What are you watching?
Which channel? Yes, I like that.
Watching on Bob's channel.
Yes.
We have how many entries? We have 3 whole entries.
I just went from 12 to 11. Somebody just dropped this.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Maybe they joined on a different one.
Well,
we have 8 entries, 10 entries.
All the channels.
Well, we'll bullshit for a minute. We'll bullshit for a minute. And
one of the puppies has a comment.
So yes, I'm sorry. That's Poe. That's the old man.
Okay.
He thinks he hears something.
Maybe he wants to win the sticker pack, Bob.
Yeah, wait, put him in there, will you?
We've got 16. Yeah, it looks like because see the chats that are coming from like Facebook are not popping up in the entries.
Hey,
so
you what Matty Drone World said? I've got all 3 up. Boy, this is confusing as shit. I want to monetize. I don't want to monetize this tonight.
What monetize? Not on this channel. That's crazy. Monetize?
We want to get our paycheck tonight.
Yeah. Ron's making jokes again. Paycheck.
You can't fool the audience. We get rich off of doing this.
All right. How many we got? We got 20. So, okay, so that's the thing. I know we're sharing on all these different channels, but apparently the giveaway only works if you're on this channel.
Oh, really? Oh, that stinks.
Well, look at it. See, we've got 20 entries, right? And it's just showing that I've got, even on my channel, it's showing there's only 28 people watching. So out of those people, and you figure us 4 are watching, so there's actually 4 people that haven't entered. So that's why it's only going to be 20, because they're watching on the different channels.
Drone Western Australia is asking if there's a lag between the channels.
Oh, he's asking Matty World, is there any, if he sees any lag?
Yeah, any lag.
Yeah. All right,
Wait,
well,
Matty,
we've only got... What?
He says, get it going on yours now, bro. What are you talking about? Get what going? What am I doing?
Be logged in right there.
I'm going to go. We got 21 entries. The people, the giveaways will only work on the mother channel. The mother or the origin broadcast. We'll call it that. The giveaways will only work on the origin broadcast.
So jump over give them a few more minutes to jump over the drone therapy and enter the contest.
Yeah, coast to coast drones. Live stream drone therapy.
Okay.
Yeah, we've discovered that you can actually stream to different channels, but they won't be able to enter the The
Oh, they
actual
can't.
giveaway.
If they're in their chat, they can't enter. Doesn't get into the.
It doesn't pop up because,
Doesn't
like,
get
see
into
right
the
now,
mix.
okay, I'm showing 30 people watching and we're up to 25 entries. See what I'm saying? A minute ago we were at 20 and then people would have been pissed off and I'm like, hey, it's where you're watching on another channel. If you want to, come over to Coast Drones. Because, and if you don't get there yet, there's still...
Okay.
Hey,
the one I'm giving away
I'm at
now.
Hey, Bill, look
And this one.
at Maddie's comment. He said, "Well, I know I'm not on Ron's channel because everyone is gray on that one." Ha ha. You know what he means, Bill? I don't do any live streams, so nobody's a moderator in my channel because I never go live. There are no moderators.
Yeah.
Well, no, the chat would still show up, like if they type in which channel. So it appears that the only way it's going to work is if you're on the actual Coast to Coast Drones channel. We got 32, 31. Anyway, we got 26. I'm going to go with the 26. Like I said, we've got one more to give away a little bit later.
Okay.
Oh, and there goes the roll.
Go. Who's going to win, Bill? Who's going to win? It could be Mickey.
Mickey.
Do you know Mickey, Bob?
No.
No? Okay.
I just like Mickey.
very, very cool. Okay, Mickey, let me go do this. Let me type
I
this
believe
up.
that's Mickey from Mikey's channel.
Mickey from... Oh, yeah, it is. You're right. Okay, so...
I've actually met Mickey a couple times. He's a great guy.
And I did tell Mickey, tell Mikey that this is what I was showing off, that he was the one told me to get the firehouse. So I don't feel... Because I never would fly at night. Even though we can get lank now, I wouldn't fly at night. So let me do this. Let me type this in. Dead Thomas at...
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so Mickey, please email me at that email address, and then give me your address, and I will get this self-addressed stamped envelope full of stickers out to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Or we could just send him in care of Philly, and then he pass them along.
Well, the thing about it is it kills me. I've tried to get Mikey to come on here. And I would love to have him on, but what Mikey doesn't understand is he was saying, well, the only way that I'll come on your channel is if you go through Ron Brown, and then Ron Brown can send me the links, and da-da-da. And I'm like, how can I plan, because then I'm like, well, I have absolutely no idea what you're going to say, absolutely no idea what you're going to do, and then I'm not sure if you're going to seize control of the show or not. So I'm like, I kind of like to plan with him because that's what I was hoping to do with him to begin with.
So you trying to cut my agent's fee out here?
No, I'm not trying to cut your agent's fee out. Your agent's fee out
He's got
here.
to talk to his agent first,
But you remember. Okay, all you old
I don't
farts.
do anything without my agent.
All you old farts. I want you to just remember this. And this is what my idea was. Remember when at the beginning of this season when I was doing the Star Trek themed episodes, right?
Yeah.
They were all Star Trek themed and everything.
Yeah.
And I thought you just put Mikey's on-screen personality, not the guy you know in real life, the one that pops up on the camera.
Crazy like
Put him, and I wanted to make him a Harry Mudd type character. Does everybody remember Harry Mudd? Remember Mudd's women? He gave them all the Venus drug, and they thought they were beautiful and everything. And he was always scheming, always trying to pull one over on people. And it happened a couple of times. And then the next time, remember he was in charge of the robotic planet. Remember? And they kept making, he had like robot number 42, and there was like a bunch of 42s, and there was a bunch of 89s. But there's only one. It was like Adam 1. And then what happened was they overloaded the Adam 1. Yes, we're going squirrel here early. They overloaded the Adam 1, and then they made it create, get this, an Android copy of Harry Mudd's wife. And then the first one that comes out, you see her and it's beeping, right? Beep, 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 beep. And I think it says, I can't remember exactly, I think it says like 200. And he goes, oh my God, 200? And then you see him start coming in all the doors. Harry Mudd, Harry Mudd, Harry Mudd. And then they leave. So anyway, yeah. And I just, because Mikey's got that kind of vibe when he's on, you know what I mean? So I thought his like over the top personality would be perfect for that.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to plan with him, because that could be a great show. And if y'all Philly had a great guest on last night. Did anybody get to check that out?
Had X-Jet on.
Bruce had a lot of good points, man. A lot of really good points. But Philly also was like, well, I know what the lawyer told me, and I know what the FAA told me. So he had some little bit of corrective stuff going on. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily pushback. It was kind of steering the ship away from this way, and so they kind of got more on an even course as the night progressed. And it was a really informative and a really good show because, you know, Bruce pushes hard. You know, Bruce don't pull back at all. It's like if Bruce lived in America, remote ID wouldn't even exist. They wouldn't even have an idea of it. So, I mean, because Bruce thinks it's the worst thing in the world. I tend to agree because I'm afraid it's going to end up either kicking us out of the sky completely, or it's going to be such an expensive sport we can't afford to. It's going to be, what's going to happen, you're going to go to an amusement park and you're going to pay $40 to fly a virtual drone for like 20 minutes.
Do you get to take the memory card with the footage home?
Yeah, but the park gets to keep a copy.
Oh, and they can
Yes,
monetize.
but it's copyright the theme
They
park.
can monetize your video. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, think about it. Yeah, ain't that just terrible? So anyway, but and we've got some other apparent bad news. It looks like we're not going to be able to have the Pacific Northwest Drone Meetup actually at the facility we were hoping to. But we may be able to go on raiding parties.
You know, it should be like pop-up parties, you know, where you don't tell people where it's going to be until like 20 minutes before it happens, you know, or
Okay, so let me
2 hours before it
Hey,
happens.
Bill,
I'm
Mickey sent the email address. So
Thank you very much, sir. So something else I want to do before I jump on and get to the point of something that Caleb and I had discussed that we wanted to bring up tonight. I think it's about time to do another AI collaboration. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Remember when I said I asked people to send in clips?
yeah.
And I would love for you all to do it on different channels and stuff too. I want to get, I think I can get, I know that Tammy and Max would be willing to be involved. And I do believe, I think if I remember correctly, and my short-term memory loss is not too bad, I've got Matt from Down Under to come with us.
Okay.
And he's going to try to get some too. And maybe we'll have, we'll do another thing like this to where they could broadcast to the different channels and stuff. And what I want to do.
Talk about what you and B-Mac did a while ago when we all sent little clips in and you.
Yeah, hang on. I'll bring it up.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, there's only one in there.
We all had to set in a certain.
Oh,
amount.
it's got and get this, it's got an ad on it. Look at this. This is awesome. You're going to love this.
Where's the
I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. I rarely. What now?
Did we get paid off the ad?
I don't know. Kind of doubt it. But look, and it's Washington State Fair that's advertising on my shit.
That's a
And
local.
wait a minute, they're advertising Sticks and Nancy Wilson's heart.
I used to love Heart and Sticks when I was a kid.
That's good.
But it's kind of Tommy Shaw's heart now. There's not really, he's the only like semi-original member.
Okay.
I think JY passed away. I'm not sure. James Young. Anyway. But yeah, look, a commercial on my stuff, man. I don't know what to think.
We're getting paid tonight, boys.
Yeah,
Woo.
there should be some big
But yes,
bucks
here's
involved.
this. Let me.
Can we play the
Can y'all
audio?
hear anything?
Yes.
This was the actual Fillmore. Billy sent this.
That's
We
me.
had a little bit. Yep.
The Hawaii was me. I think that's me. Yep.
That's B-Mac. Brian.
Brian, yeah. At the ferry to Victoria.
But see, everybody just sent in clips, and then we let the computer pick out stuff. me zip it up here. And here's art. I think it's that's Angel. Angel stuff. That's John. That was John right there. Flying Flynn, I think, in the art. Birdie. But yeah, that what it was. Hey, Sergio, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Sergio.
But basically, what it was, we'll do something like that again. And we'll set up. People would send stuff in to me. You can what the download links or whatever. If it's too big of a file, we'll come up with a format. Like that one was 1080p maximum. I think it was 1080 at 30 frames per second. And we just set that as a general format for everybody. Because some people might not have a big expensive drone. They might have a Spark or something like that. I know that's rare. I know it's rare this day. But I think it would be simpler for everybody to do 1080p, 30 frames a second. And maybe we'll do... Everybody can send in a minute.
Right. Oh, somebody sent in a video in already.
Yeah, really, man.
Hello.
You just won Publishers Clearinghouse. Do they even have still Publishers Clearinghouse?
We talk about your warranty,
Yeah.
Matty asks, is that PV footage okay, Bill?
Yes, it's anything. That's all cool. And what we're going to do is and if we really want to get in depth, if we really want to get in hard, right? Then what we would do is we would set it up, and then we would pick out the individual clip. But what I was thinking would be cool is, and like Billy was upset that first clip of his just showed the takeoff, and he was like, "Whoa, couldn't?" And I was like, "Yes, I could move it around." I said, "But that kind of defeats the purpose. The whole sense is if you want to,
I want to pause you for a second. I know exactly Billy's clip. That's the boardwalk in Ocean City. I know that condo building well.
Exactly, but the whole thing was, as I was telling him, is I want the computer to pick it out. Yeah. That way, if somebody goes, "Oh, well, you didn't show my best footage, but you showed such and so's best footage, and then you were playing favorites because you and Billy are friends, and yada 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 yada, that kind of thing."
It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair.
How many identities do you have, Dan? Anyway, so. That's what I was thinking about doing. So it can be FPV. You can do 10-second bursts. Now he's finally on his way home. That's cool, dude. I'm going to be on for at least another, let's say, 40, 45 minutes. So, but Ron's probably going to leave because his stomach's going to grumble. Anyway, but what I want to do, you can do, well, because the next one's going to be even juicier. But you can do
9:30 there, my.
Huh?
I said, no, Ron, it's 9:30. You haven't eaten dinner.
Ray, I'm. Well, go. Let Bill finish his thought, and I'm going to run.
Ron, I'm not trying to run you off. I was just saying if your stomach was growling. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is a minute long. You can make 10-second clips, your best clips. I don't care. You can run 1 minute of cinematic footage if you want to. To be fair, because a lot of us know that unless you put some B-roll of some kind into your footage, it doesn't really get a whole lot of views because there's a boatload of cinematic footage out there, and a lot of it's really, really good. So, people tend to do B-roll. So if you want to send in some B-roll but let's not do really crazy off the color stuff, because I'm hoping to put it up to where we can get some comments on it and people can look at it, and so if you want to do a comedy routine that's relatively clean, fine, whatever, that you recorded on the Pocket 2 or something like that, we'll make it a part of the B-roll or something as a switch. I don't care. But the whole point is a minute long, 1080p, 30 seconds, and we're going to let the computer pick out what part of the clip it wants to show, and we're going to let it run together like we did the last time. Okay.
And when do you need this footage by, Bill?
We're just in the planning stage, because, like I said, I've discussed it with Max and Max, and I think he said he mentioned it to Tammy, and she said, yeah, that would be cool. And I also want to get back in touch with Matt and make sure he's cool with it. And then what I want to do is I want them to discuss it on their show, like Tammy and Max can talk about it, and then they'll give my email address to send clips to, and then Matt can talk about it one weekend that he's going to do his show, and he can get some stuff sent to it. If you want to talk about it on your show and have it sent to there, Ron, that's perfectly fine. You know, that's great. Bob, same thing with you. And then they can, what I want to do is I truly want to make a community collaboration, just like we did before, because we had 30, 35 different people send in stuff last time. And we came up with that video.
This time, Bill.
I don't care. We'll try to figure it out. We're just going to feed it to the machine and let the machine figure it out. Like I'm pretty sure between now and then I can actually learn a little bit more about how the AI works on that. Hey, Maddie's going to do it too. That would be great.
This?
Good.
If we got 100 entries, could we have the software do 10 3-minute videos?
Yeah, we very well could. Yeah, we could.
You know,
we would have to. We could segment it. What we could do is we could have 33 people in one group, 33 people in another group, 33 people in another group, and have it produce a video from each one of those. And we could have it like collaboration volume 1, collaboration volume 2, collaboration volume 3. And then we could have one of them all stuck together and called the ultimate collaboration.
Yeah.
Wow. Or you cut everybody's videos into 33-second or 33% chunks.
Yeah.
One chunk per thing. Find out where your video is.
Yeah, figure it out, you know.
All I want to do, and see, what I tried to do last time, and nobody sent me an email saying that they wanted to. What I want everybody to understand is kind of like what StreamYard is allowing us to do, was where we're sharing this stream out on different channels. Basically, anybody that contributes or sends in a video to the collaboration has the right to download that same video and put it up on their channel and get views from it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like right now, we're sharing some video from views on Bob's channel. We're also sharing some video views on Ron's channel, and I'm getting some views here on my channel. But you get what I'm saying, though.
Hey, Bill, Mickey's asking in the chat, can the footage be downgraded to 1080p from like 4K or something?
We can. Yeah, there's not a problem with that. I'm just trying to give everybody a standard, because the final video that's produced is going to be 1080 at 30p or 30 frames. You know,
it doesn't have to be shot in 1080p. It could just be downgraded.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you're going to send me a 1080p file, it's not going to be anywhere near as big as a 4K file. So you're going to be sending me Google links, and all this stuff to go getting stuff and pulling it in. And then, I'm going to, if we get, like Bob's saying, if we get 100 people, I'm going to have an external hard drive to store all this on for the night of the show in order to pull it in. And if everybody sends 4K, then it's going to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you would need a whopping big hard drive.
So I'm just saying, but the whole point is, though, is that Dropbox, all that's fine. But what I'm trying to say is I have to pull all of the videos in here, because this is where it's going to be made at, because then I'm going to feed it into Filmora. So I've got to have it here on a hard drive. And I've got an external hard drive I can put it on.
Western Australia is asking with or without sound.
Good question.
Are you is the AI going to add music to it?
If you're going to add your own music to it, if the AI is going to create the music.
I don't know if it does or if it doesn't. I can't remember. It may very well have its own music track, which it would mute anyway. It's up to you. If you want to send it in with music, with sound, that's fine. Without sound, it's fine. Hey, that's what I'm trying to say.
Look what Michael's saying in the chat, Fly Zone Drill. What the heck? The show is on 4 different channels. I'm lost now.
But what I was trying to say is...
Hey, listen, I got to run. I really need some food in the stomach, but I want to thanks for having me on tonight. I want to thank everybody who's joined us in the chat. I want to thank everybody that watched part of the show on my channel, whatever. And Bill, if I just kind of take myself off screen here, maybe it can continue on my channel. Like
But what happens? And then you can just come back and look and see if we're on or off.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, goodbye. I'm going to stop my mic and cam, and hopefully this continues on. Good night.
All right, night. It just says device not connected. I got a feeling it's still showing. It's still showing and it's broadcasting on his channel. So we'll see. Anyway, so Angel, are you home? Or are you going to come in? What? I don't know. Okay, so Mikey's back over here. So basically that's what it is. Like I said, it's going to take up a lot of hard drive space if I pull 100 people in making, minute-long videos at 4K. That's going to be a lot to store and have Filmora pull from, So not just that, I'm going to have to we have to put it here and pull it in, and then we're going to have to spit it out, and you know how that goes. But so, yeah, I would prefer it to be a smaller file, but if absolutely all happens, then, you don't have any other thing because you only shoot in 4K, then okay, send it in 4K. But I would rather, not everybody send it in 4K because, like I said, then I've got to have to put it on this, figure out how to get it over.
If you get too many people sending in 4K video, I can download it and downgrade it for you.
Fair enough. We got that covered then.
Our re-encoder on Premiere is pretty good.
I've got Handbrake. I can do it with Handbrake. I'm just saying it would save a lot of time and a lot of hassle if everybody could send it in 1080p, 30 frames a second. I'm not gonna gripe at anybody that does. I'm not gonna gripe if that's all you film in because you don't feel like you do the video justice unless you film in 4K. I get you. I'm cool with that. I'm not gonna slight you for that. But I'm going from my point of view of trying to store it and then feed it to Filmora. It's going to take up a shitload of space if I've got a bunch of 4K, and it's going to take it that much longer for Filmora to chew through it and spit it back out the other end.
So what you're saying is you want the 6K ProRes files from Inspire 2, the 65,000 picture?
Oh yeah, sure,
for
man.
The 3-minute video?
For sure. But anyway, and it depends on, like I said, it depends on how many people we get coming in. Oh, about 5-ish. 5-ish? What is it, the thing with ish? It's like ish has gotten a whole new... It's less than 5-ish. I'm like, okay, I don't understand what that means, but I'm assuming 5 minutes, or does that mean in 15 minutes at 7 o'clock-ish? I'm trying to think 5-ish. Okay, anyway.
That's around 5 minutes. I like Angel's idea, though. If you leave it all in a Dropbox, we could even all download it and put it into different AI programs. Which AI creates the best video?
That's a cool idea, too. I'm game for that, too. But the whole point is if we get 100 people all sending in minute-long 4K video, how big of a Dropbox are we going to have? Are we going to have to pay for it? Or is it just going to be just under the limit? That's what I'm trying to say. What happens once it goes past the free limits? So that's why I was trying to say. And like I said, too, if somebody sends in 1080p footage because they've got a Holy Stone drone or they've got a toy drone that doesn't shoot super footage and the best they can get out of it stabilized is 1080p, I'm not trying to. I don't want to leave anybody out. I don't want to have so much 4K footage that somebody
it doesn't have to be stabilized either. You can send in from a toy drone. I had a conversation today with some people that are enjoying the hobby of drones with $25 toys sitting in their homes, enjoying the hell out of it. And it could be that video too. So I was fascinated.
Okay, ish equals 2 minutes. Now I understand. I get it.
Is that a rule now, or
we need to start. Let's right here, right now, for ish being applied to a moment in time. Ish equals 2 minutes.
Okay.
Unless it's, I'm going to be at the party at 7-ish. Which could be 30 minutes to an hour. All right, now the next part of the show that we were discussing, what all do you all think it takes and what all does it take? And Maddie, since you're here, you could give us input on this as well. What all does it take to pull off a drone meetup, a drone gathering, a drone festival, as it were? We need some like chamber music playing in the background.
Now, are you talking 15 people, Bill, or are you talking 100 people?
See, that's the thing. What qualifies as an event, and what qualifies as a meetup? Say, like we're talking about going rogue. Actually putting camo paint on and putting on the camo gear and going out and all right, everybody, be like John Belushi in Animal House when he's going on the raid. And we all jump out of the bushes and go, quick, launch the drones. So, I mean, is it going to be like one of those things, or is it going to be...
No, I think, the perspective is, my wife does this for a living, where she organizes events for a number of organizations. Like we brought in, 200 people into Las Vegas. They all got rooms. They needed a conference center where they could have multiple conferences.
Brad sent stuff in.
And I mean, that kind of thing, I mean, it's possible to do. And something like the South Florida drone meetup here, number one, they're not charging anybody to go to that, which I think is amazing, understanding how much work and output that takes. And, but I mean, other than like, Spin Up, I believe, was a charge. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, Spin Up, there is a charge, but see, there's a difference. There's a difference is that's something else we got to figure out, Caleb. The South Florida drone meetup it's just that. It's a meetup to fly drones, period. There's not like any guest speakers. There's not any, they do have prizes to give away simply because the community has donated them to give away. So, okay, but is the way that Ray has gotten access to these parks because he's an ex-police officer, or is it something in Florida that just anybody can fly drones in the parks?
That park, I think, is wide open. That is G airspace.
And now, to clarify things a little bit, essentially what's happening is we are trying to set up a festival. I want it to be something kind of along the lines of like Flight Fest. There's going to be booths, people, some entertainment, speakers, in which case, like Cyber Dreams is pointing out, there's got to be insurance, porta potties, permits, food vendors or food trucks, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Are you at home, Curtis? Do you want to come on? Send me a link. Send me a message if you do.
So, I mean, I would like it to be free. I would like things to be sponsored by sponsors and things like that for things that need to be paid. Now, the other part of that, I mean, so ones that aren't free, I'm not familiar with the Spin Up you guys were just talking about. I just learned about that not too long ago. But have you seen the Rotor Riot Rampage? It's $300 to go to that one.
Oh, no. Kelly's not like that. I think it's like there's different packages. Yeah, $100. It's like the early package. You get a T-shirt. You get all kinds of doodads. You get entered in giveaways, all this stuff. Plus, you get to fly. You get to meet up and fly with people, and you're there. You have access to pretty big names in the YouTube community and in the drone community. Like Ed Ricker's been there, Billy Kyle's been there, Ken Dono's been there. They've had a variety of people spoke on different things. Kelly is kind of intermingled. His business actually has like a social side to it, to where he helps out a lot of drone manufacturers and companies and such. So he kind of has a little in on that as well. And he gets people involved with Spin Up and guest speakers. I think he's had, I think Aldrin's been there before. I can't remember all. You need a written agreement. That's the thing. We're not going to be able to go there. You weren't here. You didn't get we would have to go in rogue. Yeah, so they've already told us no, they probably couldn't do it. So if we would have to do it, we'd have to like camp out somewhere, like say where did you say the fairgrounds were?
Yeah, the new idea that I'm looking at is the Grays Harbor Fairgrounds is actually like 8 minutes away from there. So it's possible that we could do the event at the fairgrounds and then people could shuttle up there.
Is there anything in Lacey, Curtis?
If we wanted that to still be a backdrop. Now, I mean, there could be a place that's slightly better for people. I don't know.
Well,
like
would you?
Phone fog and
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, yeah, Curtis, holler at me if you want to come on, because that's what we're trying to figure out. What we're trying to think of, right? What our plan is to try to get the first one, maybe 25, 30 people. You know what I mean? So because we weren't expecting it to be huge. Okay, so Noi, I'm assuming that means no, so he's not going to come on. Anyway, maybe 25, 30 people to begin with, something, but he's already gotten a couple emails that are saying no, so we were figuring maybe if we were to camp out somewhere nearby that we could go over and fly, just kind of as a general public, because we're near other places that we can fly and possibly get some cool pictures and stuff too. I'm not super familiar with the area. I don't know if that's the last, the only scenic type of thing that we would want to take pictures of in that area. I mean, I'm sure the Cascades and stuff are going to be pretty out that way, and the trees are going to be pretty, so we could take some pictures of those, maybe some over the top videos. Not for a group. No, there's no place in Lacey. Okay. So there's no place in Lacey for a group to fly. We could take, but he did mention though that we could take the group to the port of Tacoma and fly. Our group. So we could do that.
Guys?
Hello. I love the green screen. Oh, the green screen's fading. You're just testing.
Well,
you're
no,
test driving.
No, I got on and it gave me a brick background, so I'm like, okay, cool.
You want to talk about? Here's the other trippy thing. Do you have a little thing over? Was it in the right-hand corner? You said, Bob.
Right, upper right-hand corner.
There's a little
Blue
thing
box.
in the upper right-hand corner of your StreamYard thing that says that you could possibly stream this stream to your destinations.
Oh yes, stream this to your audience. Yes.
Ain't that trippy? So anybody like anytime you have a guest now, they can forgive me, leech off of you and get views on their channel, and it works for everybody. So everybody kind of has another bigger live. But
oh, cool.
We discovered that the StreamYard giveaway tool only works if the people are on the Origin channel.
Yeah.
So we've given away 2 sticker packs tonight, but it was limited because they weren't all here. So right now we've got, I think most everybody's here now. We're down to 35. So most everybody's here. So now that you're here, Angel, what do you all think that you're here? We've been talking about it. Curtis has been bringing up points here and there. We're looking for a place to do a group gathering, and Caleb, we don't know for sure. They'll probably turn us down. They could possibly turn us down unless it was in the off season. We were thinking about campgrounds or fairgrounds. I wonder if over in Monroe, the fairgrounds over there, especially in the off season, if we could do something over there. I didn't even think about that till just now.
They probably would allow us to, because I think once you get up there, you're kind of out.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
I want to say the only issue might be the one hospital with the helicopter pad, but other than that, I think you might be fine.
Oh, and then we did the thing that sucks is we kind of got StatSop kind of shot us down. But he found a way that we could potentially be able to fly up high enough to take pictures. But because it's a business park now, that it won't matter, and they don't think they could accommodate it because of... Yeah, you explained to him what you read.
They've got their own things. Yeah, they basically said it would have to happen during weekdays from 8 to 5, and that they don't really have the infrastructure for it. And I'm going to continue talking to them a little bit, but it sounds like they're pretty against doing anything that is out of their normal working hours. But there's also the literal fairgrounds is 8 minutes away, so throwing a fair or a festival at the fairgrounds doesn't seem like a horrible idea. Now, what he was talking about, though, or what Bill was talking about a second ago, is the AMA groups have been petitioning the FAA, and they finally got clearance that during sanctioned events, they can go up to 700 or 1,200 feet, depending on what the bottom of the clearance is for that area. So, just interesting news for everybody that the AMA now has a way, and has been the first ones, to be able to clear that 400 foot to 700 and 1,200 feet. So that's a new thing that can happen now. Granted, right now it's all under AMA sanctions, so you have to be a member of the AMA and then turn yourself into a a supervisor or something like that, and then you can organize an event. So I was going to try to do that to get us above the silos.
All right,
But
well,
there's
guess
a-
what?
this-
I'm going to create an AMA. We're going to create an AMA this weekend.
Ron was suggesting that we create our own FRIA, that we find a field somewhere and we buy it and make it our own. And I'm just like, I could see that, because we only need basically it would be really cool if we could buy a parking place in downtown Seattle. And then we all we take turns taking off and landing from said parking place. Oh, I took off on private property, man. You can kiss my ass. See that parking place? I own it.
That's something I was thinking about too, Bill, is we could actually just put a shout out and be like, hey, does anybody have a field they'll let us come set up at, and we'll pay you $500?
Well, that's what Will was suggesting. He was like, because he lives in Marysville, and he was like, there's all kinds of farmers up here, and in the summertime they probably wouldn't want it, but they may, considering it might discourage pests from getting in the middle. Yeah, it might discourage pests from getting into their stuff. So, they may say okay there, but, you can only do so much with, soybeans and corn and whatnot. But, it was just somewhere else to hook up and fly and have a good old time. Another thing I was thinking, I could probably have, like if my wife was going shopping with her girlfriends, I could probably have 6 or 8 people over here to fly in my backyards taking turns, and we could have a cookout or something. Because I get that from my backyard, you get this awesome view of Hat Island, the city of Everett. You can look out over towards Caleb's side of the water from where I'm at.
Yeah, I can think of lots of places out here, but I don't know if everybody wants to cross the ferries.
That would be awesome. That would be great to do. I would be willing to do that.
Yeah.
I would be willing to do that too. That's what I said, and the whole point is that's something the rival bitch group won't have.
Well, we have the Jets and Sharks going on here in the Great Northwest here. What's going on?
Okay. Here's the deal.
You
Here's
know?
the deal. Like I had told you earlier. The core of this group that we belong to is extremely active. That's what I'm trying to say, is very, very, very active. There's, say, probably 6 or 7 of us that are in that group that always talk to each other, try to hook up and fly fairly regularly, and at least bullshit with each other once or twice daily. It's just a given fact. And this other group kind of popped up out of nowhere. And this particular guy that started this group happens to be a member of our group who never showed up to a single meeting. He started a new group, claiming it was the only active group in the Pacific Northwest, and even went as far as to have a writer from the Seattle Times show up and fly with them as a group. He wrote an article saying it was the only active group in the Pacific Northwest. He went from having 25 members to having like 200 members in 2 weeks' time.
Huh.
So it's like bullshit. And the thing about it is Angel saw them and saw how they act together and saw how they fly, and it's completely different and miscoordinated from us.
Huh.
So he even said, that's okay, I'm not going to fly with you guys, I'm going over here.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting. Well, I think it was good in one concept of getting people together, but I think I would have wanted to have a little more organization. It's like people were just taking off, kids all over the place.
No, Curtis, it wasn't. No, Curtis, I'm trying to get Curtis. It's not. It has not that at all. It was a new group that's only been up for like 2 months, and it's not that one.
Right.
Okay, it's not you guys. It's on Meetup, the Meetup website, right? And I'm not going to put it up on the screen. I'm not going to mention their name or any of that stuff because I don't want to give them any chance. I want everybody to come join our drone group. So there. So anyway,
Well, I think we definitely need a soundtrack and a street fight and drone wars and
it's just I just think it was pretty shitty. I think it was just pretty shitty to go and claim that we were an inactive group and the guy never came to a single meeting. He never commented once. He never said shit. And then now suddenly he's created the only active group in the Pacific Northwest. And as Curtis points out, but this guy's saying active, Curtis, you know, people that, you know, not just 2 or 3 people. He's saying 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 people hooking up on a regular basis. So anyway, but that we're trying to figure out how to, like I was explaining to Caleb, the first year we might not get but like 25 or 30 people, which would be, that would be cool too. So we would do something similar to what they did in Florida. But what he was suggesting was maybe camping out somewhere nearby, either at, but because even when you go to Florida, now you're not sleeping for free. You got to pay the hotel. You got to pay for the food. So, you know, you would still be paying for lodging and stuff here. And then what we were thinking about doing is maybe doing as much as, I don't know if we could. That would be more of an insurance kind of thing, but even renting like a big van, and then we could drive to various spots and fly, like he was saying. Or we could all take our own vehicles and drive and fly. But you know, if people are renting cars and stuff, that kind of runs into money. But I don't know.
Right.
So we were looking for ideas.
But I don't have toys at my house.
You don't?
Right. So we were looking for ideas. What do y'all think?
Yeah, no, I think that sounds good. I mean, Caleb, how is how are the areas around you to fly? Is it pretty open? I know like Gig Harbor has a thing. What other ordinances are on the other side of the water?
I think there's something for Bainbridge, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's
For
like
everywhere.
free for all out there. It's
Yeah.
a free for all.
No, it's actually kind of crazy.
So-
Like everybody's like, "Where can we fly?" And I sit over here and I'm like, "Everywhere. Just go outside."
Everywhere. Right. Right.
And I mean, so I was telling
And
them
I have-
earlier, I don't want to do any of the AMA fields. Like we were talking about Marymore Park and 60 acres, and they're all AMA fields. I don't think we need to have people pay 10, 20 bucks to go under some other person's rules if literally we walk out of the park
Washington.
and we're allowed to fly for free. Like,
Right.
so basically we're getting more restrictions by trying to fly at a park than we would if we just went anywhere else.
Well, okay, so is there, can we access the city from that side? We probably access the city better from that side, but that's like super restricted, right? Have anybody ever flown from over there?
What city are you talking
To
about?
look at the city?
Yeah.
From like Bainbridge, or what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Bainbridge or
so
Birmingham?
Bainbridge is shut down. There's nowhere in Bainbridge we could fly at all, right?
I think
Yeah.
the parks, but I don't remember.
No idea where you're talking about.
Or sidewalk takeoff, possibly?
yeah, I think it's just the parks. But I mean, you're not going to get a great view of the city from over here, anyways. That's too far.
Oh,
You're
okay.
too
You can
far.
get kind
You're
of
too far
cool
away.
background city shots, but
What about nighttime shots from there? Would the city light up pretty good from that distance? No.
there's a speck in the background.
It's gonna be like a little drop in your footage. So
Okay, so let me put it this way: if we come over there, I know that people flying FPV really don't need that much to entertain themselves, but here's the deal: what is there going to be over there for camera people to photograph and be interested in? Is there
Bring
enough
the
stuff?
The Olympics.
Yeah, I was going to say offhand, bays, beaches, and forests.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of cool water features, kind of. And it depends where we go. I mean, there's
Okay, so it sounds like it would be while we're working out the logistics on trying to put together a bigger thing. Why not put the actual meetup over on his side of the water, so that we could probably I know there's shitloads of campgrounds over there that we could all actually go camp out and hang out together and get a little wild at night, and then wake up the next morning and going, oh, okay, who wants to fly? You know, and then somebody go, cook some food, we'll do it. You know, that kind of thing. And then we could all go wherever. Go for it.
Right.
I was just gonna say, this is why Bill doesn't have his 107. Wake up hungover and go fly. It's only a little illegal.
Oh, wait a minute now. You're trying to tell me that you think there's 107 pilots that don't wake up hungover and go fly?
Nobody does any of that ever. Now, are you talking about the meetup or the festival, though?
We could. The whole point is we can do a test drive. I was thinking because I know Curtis loves to do the ROV thing. I know that he likes to still fly the drones a good bit. I know he still flies FPV quite a good bit. Plus, so a lot of those. Oh, did you see this? Here's a suggestion. Rent a barge and put 75 people on a barge.
And every FPV pilot that isn't perfect has lost their drone.
Well, yeah, no, we'd have to put up like they do for the jets. We'd have to put up a net. Boom. For you people that don't think you can catch your drone and you don't want to lose it in the drink, we have the net.
Yeah, we would need a jet ski for all the people with the lacerated fingers trying to hand catch their DJIs. Sorry, we brought the barge back with an extra liter or two of blood.
But it's an idea, and that's what we're looking for is ideas.
That's a cool idea. No,
but also, I think we could probably get 10 to 20 people in a campground on your side of the water, go somewhere and just do scouting missions or away missions or however you want to risk it, talk it, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. There we go. We've got the ROVs. We'll get the motherfucker. They will come back. And he's got an ROV that's got a claw on it too, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's what.
Any of those I want to.
So it would be beneficial, especially for the larger event. And I have suggested this before. We need to get down to the Port of Tacoma one weekend and go fly with him and play with the ROVs and stuff. And then he can kind of, because Curtis did. You remember when they would have? Remember when we had the drone days? It was like in May or something. It was the official International Drone Day. Remember, it was International Drone Day, and it was down May 25th, June 1st, something like that. Anyway, he would put together events in Washington and sometimes Oregon. So, but the problem was he was the only one that did all the heavy lifting and did all the ass kissing and did all the stuff. And then when the actual event came off, he was still doing all the heavy lifting, all the ass kissing, so he didn't get to fly. So he got burnt out hard, which wasn't fair, So the whole point is if we can coax him into helping out with it, I want to make sure that through the entire thing, he don't have to do nothing but worry about flying. If he puts in that kind of effort to help us with the knowledge that he's already had and the bullshit he's gone through, then I don't want him to have to worry about it after that. I want him to be able to hang out and talk to people and bullshit with people and has his little booth and. Because Curtis does a lot of other cool stuff. He does a lot of really cool computer animation stuff. He's got his own kind of artwork and stuff. So Curtis is a very, very, he does his own music tracks, all this stuff. So throw Curtis up a booth and he could probably make $5,000 a day because he's got some really, really, really cool artwork too. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So, but we are trying to, I think we do need to come up with a meetup very soon, considering we've got to answer them. But I don't want to follow them around either. You know what I'm saying? Because we do know that we can go down there where they're flying at and fly. Yeah. Where is it they're flying at this next time? What's the name of the place? Stellacom? Is that what it is? Yeah. And the city has an actual RC place that you can go to.
Yeah, I was reading.
But I don't think there's
got permission from the park. It's
yeah,
something. I was looking
you have to book. You have to schedule it. Like you get a window. So you get like he's got 2 hours. That's why he said from 12 to 2. So it's not like why we could go back to Mercer again, considering they're not going to be there.
Let's go down to the Port of Tacoma.
I think the Port of Tacoma sounds fun.
Why not, okay, put it. That would be great with me, but you could put up maybe a couple locations. What would be the easiest for people to go to? Where would be the easiest place to meet up? What do y'all think? If we were going to have a meetup, would you rather go here? Would you rather go here? If we go and then Curtis, are you still here? I flew at Stellacom. It's wide open as well, but boring. Okay, how many people could go fly at the Port of Tacoma? You got a bolt, Bob? All right, Bob. Thank you very much, sir. Yep.
You guys have a great night. Figure it out. Let me know.
Yeah, we surely will. We'll get it worked out.
Set a date. I might surprise you.
All righty, cool.
It would be fun. That would be awesome.
I would like to do it.
It would be. Well,
I
we're gonna
would
have to
like
go.
to do
I
it.
want to go to Vegas and fly with Bob.
Okay.
Me too.
I'm really thinking about Old Farts drone tours.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Hey, Bob, real
exactly.
quick before you go,
Yes.
if I wanted to glean you for some information on event setup, is that okay if I contacted you at some point?
Oh, please do.
Cool.
We have, I have, a lot of experience. Myself and my wife is
Are y'all not friends?
a coordinator.
Are y'all friends on
here, and,
Facebook?
she's also a travel agent, and we put events like that together often.
Cool.
Have in the past, not so much now. We're almost trying to be retired, but they ain't working.
Yeah.
Well, Bob, before you go, are you ever going to...
sorry, wrong one. Sorry about Alex.
Cruise or something again? Are you guys going to try to do another cruise trip,
Oh,
or...
we're doing cruises all the time. I did the I tried to get that Old Farts with Drones cruise on. That wind up that we just couldn't get enough people to commit in time to make the group, commitment for, you had to grab like 8 cabins, and then you can grow it from there. And it didn't happen. But we already have another crew. We have another cruise going on right now. And I'm working on getting permission to fly drones the whole way. It's 14 days around Japan and Korea.
Wow.
So we're doing that right now. We're already paid up for it in 2024 spring in Japan. So
That's awesome.
anyway, we're doing that. If anybody's interested, let me know. And
very cool.
Anyway, yes, Caleb, please, I'd love to help.
I sent him I thought y'all were already Facebook friends, but I sent him your link so he can pop over there and get you real fast. And Curtis says he's coming in. I sent him a link. You should have your link already. Bye, Bob. Thank you very much.
See you, Bob.
But yeah, Curtis has got the link, so you come on in whenever you're ready, Curtis. But yeah, I'm going to say it again. I think there's so much cool stuff here that I think it could potentially be the premier drone gathering festival meetup, whatever you want to call it. I really do, because I think there's just so many different things that you can do here that, like Caleb is saying, was only within like an hour's drive we could fly and get snow-capped mountains, right? We can drive another direction 30 minutes and have seashores and sandy beaches. We can drive somewhere else another 30 minutes and have, buku whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Curtis, Caleb, Curtis, Angel, Curtis, Angel.
Hello, Curtis. Nice to meet you.
Hello,
And like
Curtis.
I said, he has a buku of experience with doing things like this. So, Curtis, take away. Is he a little weak to you all? Can you not hear him?
You got to turn your volume up on the mic. Seems like you're low.
Yeah, we're not hearing you.
I don't have any volume on it. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3.
It's getting
You're
bad.
like muffled.
In the settings.
Anyway, yeah, go for it. Ask questions.
Is that better?
Oh, much better.
Yes,
Much better.
much
Using the wrong mic.
Oh, but no,
No.
he's not using his headphones, so we're getting that
No, I
echo.
turned off echo cancellation. So, all right. So, what are your questions? What do you want to know? No matter what you do, you're going to get somebody that's going to not like what you did. I mean, let me give you some examples. We had 200 people at the last Portland meetup, and somebody came on my Facebook page and complained that I didn't say hello to them, and they rampaged about it.
Well,
enough
don't you
people
know
together,
it's
that's
the
all that's gonna
Pacific
happen.
Northwest,
I know.
Okay.
It's like I didn't say hi to you. Did you come say hi to me? Come on, be for real, We had let's see, another example was so this was a third meetup we did in Portland. We had so the whole thing started with about 10 of us just kind of getting together, and then the next year 10 more of their friends wanted to get together, and then 10 more of their friends. We never planned on it being this big 200 people thing that we fell into. But so one year we set it up, and I got all the sponsors in line to pay for everything. We had a night at the hotel where we had all these sponsors talking about their products and stuff. We had a showing of a world premiere of a video thing. But this FPV group that was down there said, hey, we've got an event going on at the same time. I said, sure, come on out. Well, they got mad because we didn't have any prizes for them, and we didn't give them any money for their event.
Come on, baby.
It's like, dudes, we didn't even know who you were. You came in at the last minute, and we said, sure, join us. You know, we're happy to have you in there. And then they got all upset with us. So you're going to get so many people that are just upset with you no matter what. And that kind of burns you out, you know, especially when you're doing all the work to put everything together and to get it all lined up and make sure all the ducks are in the row. I mean, another example, we leased out a park, literally leased the park so that we could go there. And then the day of the event, we show up and there's these people all inside the cabana area. We're like, what's going on? Well, they paid more money.
Oh my gosh.
How does that work, you know?
Yeah.
It just so happened Kenji is one of the guys in charge of the parks, and he stepped in and said, no, we're not doing this. And he called in the police, and it just became a stupid idea. It's like, how does this work like that? I don't understand. You know, we paid $2,000 for the park for the day. So so the first things you got to do before you do anything is you got to decide how many people are coming out. And Caleb, I know you talked in the Pacific Northwest group, and there's already 50 people that said they want to come out. So it's going to be a large event.
Right.
With 50 people, you're going to have porta potties on site. You're going to have insurance. And you need to look at all of that before you even start talking to sponsors. Because you go talk to sponsors and say, I need this much, I guarantee you're going to need more. If you do find a place that you can fly, or where you've got to talk to somebody and they say it's okay for you to fly there, get it in writing.
Yeah.
I mean, there doesn't have to necessarily, you don't know, if you do purchase the place to utilize it, yeah, that's one thing. But if you get an agreement and get it in writing that you can do that, you're going to need to do that as well. So once you get all that stuff together, then you can start talking to sponsors and say, hey, this is how much money we got to raise. This is how many people are coming. This is kind of what we're planning on doing, and have an agenda. Have an agenda written out, say a series of events. So we're going to, for us, what we did was we had one of our drone guys is one of the managers of the hotel in Portland. So we always had access to the hotel. So we could do a Friday night there. And we would do, the FAA would come out. They would talk a little bit about stuff. We had sponsors that would come out and talk about their things. And then Saturday we would go out and fly. And we never really had any problems flying. We had one or two people crash. We had, what is that, the big M600? That thing crashed on us.
Oh, jeez.
I know, that was scary. Well, he didn't follow the rules, too. We said we had a specific area where you could take off and land from. We had lanyards with the different colored cards on them, and green cards mean you were flying. Yellow card means you were going to be next. So you would come up and talk to the air boss. We had like 6 or 7 air bosses that were there, and you would get the cards from them. Well, he didn't want to do that. He wanted to do his own thing. So he went over to a part of the park where really nobody was, but he wasn't supposed to take off from there. And he took off and ended up crashing it into some trees and just smashed the whole thing up. But he's part of the Indian Nation, and he made a phone call, and they said, don't worry about it, we'll buy you another one. So it's like,
Nice for him.
really? Come on. That's a $10,000 drone. So those are the first things I would suggest. If you're going to go big, and I would suggest not going big at first, to be honest with you. Start small and see if it's something that you really want to get involved with, because there's a lot of background details that you just can't anticipate. So if you start off with, like I did, with like 10 people, and we literally went to a park, and at the time parks were no big deal. This was 10 years ago. And then kind of grow it from there. And the next year, or do you do one at the first part of summer and one at the second part of summer, get your feet wet first. And it's easier to get sponsors too when you do an event and you film it and you put it online, and people, you show it to people and say, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we've done before. Then it's easier to get people involved. But yeah, at the end, I think we were almost $9,000 we needed to pull off the last event that we did, and we got it all paid for by sponsors. So
Yeah. And that was with like 200 people, right?
I think the last one was 230 was the count. The one before it was 200. The one before that was like 150, 75, and it just went on down from there. But yeah, the very first one was literally 10 people, just 10 people that wanted to get together and hang out. And then the next one, it was like each one of them had 10 people that wanted to come hang out with us as well. So we said, sure, why not,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we already
So
did
question.
the regular
good.
meetup at .com. And I've done some other little things with friends before where we kind of had some 10 to 15 people gatherings. So I'm fairly used to those. I already know some of those pitfalls. It's once we get above the 50 people line, or once we start actually having, need for permits or porta potties and things like that, that I'm a little, just haven't done it yet.
I'm going to tell you, it gets expensive.
Yep.
That's all there is to it, And again, when I did it, this was, when was 2018 was the last one I did. I don't know if you guys see my shirt.
Okay. I see the shirt. Yeah.
But we made up shirts for all the guys that were helping out. And the thing is, you get so many people talking to you. And this is what Bill was talking about earlier, why I said I really didn't want to get involved in it. You get so many people talking to you and asking questions about this, asking questions about that, that you really don't get a chance to fly.
Yeah.
And you don't want to deny anybody any information, because at the time, a lot of the information was being filtered through me. So it was like I was getting this information. All these chat things are popping up, throws me off.
It becomes like background afterwards. You're fine.
It's like it's been a long day. So I work like 12-hour days. So it's been a long day.
All good.
But
well, I guess the question for you, in terms of how many people did you guys limit the flying to at a time?
So for the first one, it was 10 people in the air. I mean, so when you fly in a group, the first thing you want to do is you want to educate everybody to call out. And this is for camera drones. I don't know about FPV. I've got a Nevada. I fly that around. I've got a couple of other older ones that I kind of play with every once in a while. I haven't really gone out in a group flying with those. But for camera drones, as long as you're calling out your altitude, I'm at 100 feet. I'm now descending to 90 feet. And you know that where you're going, as long as you keep that separation in altitude, you're going to be okay. The only problem that you run into is if you get somebody flying underneath you, you'll get cavitation happening, especially with a larger Inspire or a Phantom. Now, the Mavic, I don't think you'll get that much cavitation with a Mavic or a Mini or one of those. But I think you could get like 15 to 20 in the air at a time. The key thing is separation between the RC and the people. In other words, you need to separate those people out so that they're not standing next to each other, and calling out your altitudes. As long as you call out your altitudes, you really shouldn't have a problem.
Okay. I'll just say that my experience watching the last event, it was a bit chaotic because people were just taking off wherever, no communication, everyone's on their own silo, and I was having like angina from just watching this, because I was like, somebody's gonna crash. There's somebody's drone almost took the top of a tree off. I'm just like, oh my god, I can't.
It's like herding cats. And even with the lanyard things that we'd worked out, like I said, the one guy who just decided he was going to fly anyway because he was the best, and ended up crashing the thing. And I've got it on one of my videos. You guys go over to my channel and check it out. It's like, are you kidding me? You crashed this thing? Nice. And we told you not to do this.
So what are some of the unexpected pitfalls you ran into?
So a couple of them that I told you were, we had a written contract with the park. That was a big one that kind of blew me away. We paid $2,000 to use this park.
And we had written and they tried to kick you out?
Well, no, they didn't kick us out. They said, you're just going to have to share the park. And because we were doing a 10 o'clock start time, this other group that was there, they went ahead and took over the cabana. Well, the cabana wasn't such a big deal. It was a nice, because there was electricity there, and this was back in the Inspire days as well. I had the big chargers that you could plug 4 batteries into and charge 4 batteries at a time. I had like 4 of those set up so guys could keep rotating batteries out so guys could stay in the air for a while. And not everybody would have 3 and 4 batteries back in the day. They'd have 1 battery. So we were, handing batteries out. But after we talked to the group and told them what we were doing, they were like, "Oh, that's cool. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, we can share the space with you." So, and eventually they left at about noon. They got frustrated with us because we're coming in. The other thing is the food handlers thing. That was a big surprise for us. If you start, unless it's McDonald's or something like that, if you start handing out any kind of food, you have to have a food handler's permit. The
Food
cities would
handler's
prefer,
permit.
yeah,
Yep.
the city would prefer that you hire a caterer. Even if it's just a portable hot dog stand, they would prefer you to do that. And it's a lot easier if you just do that. It's more money out of your pocket, but it's less headache. They have to have all those permits, and they handle all of that.
I think that is what we were already planning. Go find some food trucks.
Food trucks to come over. Right.
Yeah. Food truck works just. They're probably a little more expensive for a food truck. I've worked with a couple of hot dog vendors that do like fairs, state fairs, and stuff like that. And they have a little trailer they pull behind their car. They're a little cheaper. Insurance was, I can't remember how much the insurance was, but I was like, man, this is just money out the door on the insurance thing.
Is the one that actually worried me the most because it's insurance.
Anytime you get over 50 people, you're going to have that. And we stipulated again and again and again on the Friday part of the meetup, you're flying at your own risk. We're not responsible for what you do. Here's the rules for flying. And we had a map up on the screen, and we showed everybody where they were flying. We showed off the lanyards ahead of time, so when they came out Saturday, they knew what was going on. But
organization is key, I'm sure.
But again, it's like herding cats. People get out there and they start flying and they lose their mind. They're like, we're going to fly over here. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then we had a couple event things that we were going to do. At the time, it was kind of interesting. It's probably not so much now, but we had some of those heavy duty foggers we mounted on the bottom of an Inspire. And what we wanted to do was have one guy that we knew who knew how to fly, and 2 other guys were going to follow him. And we were going to do this for the video, and everybody was supposed to watch. Well, as soon as he lit those off and this fog starts going everywhere, all of a sudden everybody else wants to get in the air. And it's like, okay, call out your altitudes. And they wouldn't, it's like, come on, guys. Other things, just keep in mind that no matter what you do, somebody's not going to like it. And it'll be the thing that you don't think about.
It's always haters.
Yeah, it's like I said, it blew me away that this guy kind of got really upset with me because I never said hi to him. And it's like, are you really? Seriously? I mean, did you try to come say hi to me? Because we had more than 200 people there. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
No,
you didn't hunt me down at Comic-Con? How dare you?
Yeah, you didn't say hi. Nobody greeted me or anything. I'm like, did you say hello to anybody? Did you introduce yourself? Did you ask any questions? Or, I should be greeted when I come in. Okay, whatever. It was Karen before Karen was known.
So was it, I mean, obviously you had to jump through all the hoops for it, but was it fairly cut and dry doing the permits for the city and stuff?
Once they understood what we were doing, this was new. They weren't, drones were just kind of coming into their being. We'd just come out of the Phantom 3 and the Inspire had started up. So it was still kind of new to them. They liked the idea of us because the way we sold this thing was it was an educational thing. And we did have the FAA on site.
That's what we want to do too.
We had several representatives from there. I can't remember the name of it, but it's, there's a lot of guys that they're not with the FAA, but they're representing the FAA now, and you can get a lot of those guys out there real easily. There's a couple in the Pacific Northwest drone group. We can get those guys out there, and they're well versed and knowledge about what the absolute current details are, because as we all know, they're constantly changing.
Yeah, when I emailed the FAA about this whole thing in the beginning, one of my questions was like, with the silos we were talking about, is there any way for rec pilots to be able to get the 400-foot limit back? And they literally just sent me an email back saying 400 feet is the limit for all drones. There are no waivers to go above that.
Yeah.
And it was like, you're not going to address Part 107 or anything. You're just going to say there's never a way to get above 400 feet for anybody, because I know that's not true.
And it's supposed to be navigable airspace. So hypothetically, you could be inside the silo. I mean, I've been out to SatSup. I've worked with a few companies that are out there in my professional job. Those things are hollow. There's nothing inside of them. So you could, if you had SatSup's permission, you could go inside that area and take off from in there. The hole underneath it is there's about a story and a half height before the silo starts. So you literally can walk all the way underneath those. I mean, it's fenced off, but again, if you get permission from them, you could have gone in there. And that's not navigable airspace, even though the top is open. So you could fly up through the inside of it.
That's interesting. I just know that there's going to be so many wreck pilots out there that are going to want to dive it.
Yeah.
And it's 550 feet. You're not allowed to.
Yeah. Well, everybody's an adult.
Right.
You're
I was
not
kind of hoping having the FAA people there would help kind of, oh, you really want to break the law right now?
Well, no, they're not going to pay attention. That's the sad part of it.
I'm just going to record all the people that are failing.
I try to stay away from the I educate people as best I can on the current knowledge that I have, and then I let it go. You're an adult. You make your own decisions.
Yeah. That's where the waivers come in, where we're not responsible for your actions.
Yeah. Let's see. What else could I tell you about? The other pitfall for me was, so Bill had asked me about getting sponsors and stuff for you guys, and I'm leery of doing that, not because I don't know you or anything like that, but what has happened in the past is I've talked to folks and got things set up, and then they don't follow through and do the promotions correctly. And then the sponsor comes back to me and says, "Hey, I need some promotions out of this." I mean, it's sponsors are this is considered advertising dollars for them, so it's a tax write-off, and they want to advertise and they want to get their products out there, but they want you to say, "How am I going to advertise? What am I going to do for you? So you need to talk to them about that when you're talking to sponsors and say, "Hey, here's what we are going to do. Here's what we're willing to do. Is there anything else you need to do?" And you need to follow through with it, because if you don't, you burn that bridge. And I guarantee you, every sponsor out there knows all these other people.
Yeah.
All these companies know each other, and word gets around pretty fast if you don't do what you say you're going to do.
Right. Yeah, I definitely did want to start this off a little bit smaller. When I posted in the Pacific Northwest squad, I was surprised. Yeah, I got a lot of interest.
Bill's back. I thought you abandoned us. Are we still live?
No. We're still going.
Yeah, we're still live, right?
Yeah. The chat's still going. Yeah, 19
still
people watching currently.
That's just I came on and it's boring.
Now that you're back, Bill, if you'd like me to throw some merch at a giveaway next week, I could do that.
Bill, we can't hear you.
He's so uninterested.
I hear you now. I was speaking.
But honestly, the idea of a barge is really a cool idea.
It is a cool idea. I like it.
I am looking at there's a barge rental company. I'm going to send a request to see what they have. They have a bunch of different options.
They do weddings all the time. Thanks, Lloyd. By the way, Lloyd for president.
So how many people could actually be at the Tacoma port of Tacoma? How many people could we get together at the port of Tacoma and fly safely?
Well, I work there, so I can be there.
Well, I understand that, but I mean, like, did you all discuss about the group and stuff while I was gone, Caleb?
10? Would it be like 10 people?
Oh no, there's a couple spots out there where. So there is two issues with the port of Tacoma that people would need to be aware of. You can't fly over infrastructure, which is like a power plant, and the paper mill down there generates its own power. So you can't fly over that, and you cannot fly over U.S. oil. But they're clearly labeled. You'll get if you're flying a DJI drone, you'll get a warning. But there's places out there you can fly you can fly around the cranes. You can fly over the port itself. They can't say anything to you about it. There's no It's what do they? Was it G Airspace? It's wide open.
Class
Oh
G.
wow. Sounds good.
I'm down. I'm down. I mean, I guess the question would be, if you were to do a manageable group, 6 to 10 people, probably, to start out with.
Easy.
Well, the whole point is if he puts up a meetup thing and says we're all going to the Port of Tacoma to fly, we could have as many as 30 people show up. So
I think
that's the
problem
thing.
Well, the problem with 30 then is now you're getting into this organizational aspect that,
Right.
And
then
then
you're
it's
gonna
like,
start-
well, what about bathrooms and,
Yeah.
you know.
And insurance and everything else. And the police will show up and they will see it as an event. I mean, so if 10 of us show up someplace and we go fly, it's not that much of a big deal. But you
Right.
get 30 people and you get all those cars out there parking, then suddenly it becomes an event and they want to know if you have insurance. I mean, even if you're on private property, you got to have some kind of insurance. And then, you've got to have, and there's some private property up there I know that we could utilize, but again, you're gonna have to have porta potties. You're gonna have to have money to do it. The barge actually is a better idea, to be honest with you.
Well, I think Bill's just talking about our regular meetup.
Yeah, for the group, so that we can bitch slap that rival group that I happen to be a member of.
I think if that many people show up, Bill, we just kind of limit how many people are in the air at once.
But like he's saying, though, the cars themselves are going to draw the attention.
So Mark says somebody's causing an echo. Let me turn off my mic.
Well, we kind of figured that because you didn't have earbuds in.
Oh yeah, well I'm lame.
I mean, I was like, that's okay. It's
all good.
okay.
I don't
Yeah,
have
the
any
whole
right
point
now.
is we're trying to figure out a way to come up with an event, and I've got one more of these to give away, and there's only like 17 people watching, so people have a better chance. Right. So it's going to be #meetup. #METUP. It's going to be.
What is the normal circumstance if you're like, hey, I'm having a barbecue, and all of a sudden 50 people show up to your barbecue? The cops just show up and kick you out? I don't think that's how it works. That's never how it's worked at any barbecue I've ever been to.
Well, I know that. I was just saying. I don't.
Yeah, no, I'm not like upset or anything. I'm just kind of trying to figure out like what is the actual rule there? If an event becomes an actual event on accident, who's liable? Like, and I mean, I don't know.
Woo, we got 6
Get in
people.
trouble.
6 people entered. #meetup. #meetup. Look at the 6 entries. 6 entries. Woo! Of the people watching on different channels, maybe. You have to be on the Coast to Coast Drones. What?
It says
you have
18
to be on
people watching now.
Yeah, that are 18 people have a chance, but there's only 8 entries. 8 entries. #meetup. Okay, I think Eric is on a different channel, so his won't count. If you're on the Coast to Coast Drones channel, you're it will actually come in. Oh my god. We have 9
See the
entries.
comment?
He saw it. I'm sure he
Okay.
did. Let's see. I'll make sure. Wait a minute. Let me do this.
Oh,
He's muted.
Oh, I think he's muted. He's muted.
Oh, sorry.
11.
Hi, Chris. How you doing? Dude, that guy came after my Facebook page hard, man. He was.
We got
cussing me out
11.
left and right.
We got 20 people watching.
So a Karen before a Karen.
12.
Right, exactly.
A pre-Karen.
Karen before we knew what a Karen was.
Yeah.
I feel bad because I have many friends that are really cool people named Karen. I feel bad every time I hear somebody do that.
I mean, like I said, I think all of us might have had a stroke when I went to that event the other day because it was just mayhem.
Grumpy's my man.
Mayhem. Oh, we got 13 entries. 22 watching. You
What do
7
we-
people
what do
would
we-
not like to have a sticker.
What are we drawing for?
Stickers.
I've already got stickers, but I'll
Magnet.
What the heck?
Magnet. Sticker. Sticker.
Next week, maybe a bag and a hat.
Ooh.
USB key drive.
Yeah, Grumpy, you're my man.
Woo. Okay,
These
let's
nice
see.
bags you can use for your groceries now that they're taking away all of our plastic.
We have 14 entries. All right, here we go. I'm going to let it roll. Oh, wait a minute. Was he showing us stuff? Oh, wait. Hang
No,
on,
he
hang
was
on,
just
hang on.
showing for next week.
Yeah, right, wait.
Next week's giveaway, Justice Jones
Ooh, cool.
bag.
You got to, does the winner pay shipping or do you pay shipping?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I'll pay shipping. I don't care.
All right, cool. All right, so we have
Wait a minute, am I in
14
there?
entries. Yes, I think you're in here.
I hope so.
Yeah, I'll send it over there. I've sent stuff. I've actually sent stuff to Geeksvana in England before, and I think I have sent stuff to Australia before. Yeah, I'll send it over there. Just this one
Let's do it.
time.
Come on, let's go.
Don't
let's
tell
go, let's
anybody
go.
else. Don't tell anybody else. If you win. Yellow Rose.
Yellow Rose drones.
Very cool, very cool. I think I've sent him some stuff before, but go ahead and send me your address again so it's easier for me and it'll get there for you quicker. So we'll leave it at that. So yes, please
Would it be
either
bad-
email me.
Would it be bad for me to say this thing is rigged? This thing is rigged.
Rigged.
Well, all you gotta
Grumpy
do
says
is
it's rigged.
all you gotta do is show up at the house and go through the box. It's not that hard for you if you want to. You're like, oh, I don't have this one. I don't have this one. I'm gonna get this one too. Oh shit! Let me put this back in the box.
By the way,
Back
while
in
you
the
guys are
envelope.
chatting, I'm doing my very first boat inspection this weekend.
Oh, with the ROV?
Yeah.
Cool.
He's got
All
something
right.
clogged up in the rudder and he doesn't know what it is.
Oh,
You gotta
okay.
take it under and see.
$200.
Oh. Does anybody? Okay, here we go. We're at
This is
that
in
point.
Lacey too, so it's down
Since
the street.
since I've done my things and I don't have to hop off here real fast. We're gonna go squirrel. It's time to go squirrel. Okay. Anybody watch The Mandalorian?
Not the new season.
Ooh. Has anybody watched tonight's episode?
Yep.
And you got to see and did you notice anything unique about tonight's episode? Someone did not take off their helmet like they normally would.
Oh.
Did you notice that? And she was like, did you see anything under the water?
Yeah,
No?
no, everybody was saying, oh my God, now Homeboy's going to become the... And I was like, no, not him.
What if they become? They're the future. And they're gonna remember when there was one point that he tells us that the Mandalorians and the Jedi fought side by side. And I think that's where we're going to end up going back to. And they're going to whip the Empire's ass once and for all.
I gotta get caught up.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
Am I correct in assuming that the steel that the Mandalorian wears is invincible against a lightsaber?
Basically.
Yeah. It does damage, but it's like, yeah, pretty
He can
Pretty much proof.
use the armor to block himself. Okay.
yeah.
Bill, you got a comment here. If you go to yellowrosedrones.com, you can see his address.
Gotcha. Sweet.
Well, I need to go have dinner, guys. I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too. It's getting kind of late. This is a long
Well,
podcast.
yeah. Well, the cool thing was I wanted you to be able to pick his brain, get some information. What are we going to try to do a meetup at the Port of Tacoma?
Yeah, I think I'll set that for the next one. What do I do?
Curtis, what weekend would you? Well, okay. Are you friends with Curtis? We're trying to find a weekend that he would be available also.
Well, it's weather right now.
Yeah,
That's
Right,
the only.
it's weather.
but
weather's-
also the last few weekends have been good to fly though.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I totally agree. It's like, any weekend's fine. Any weekend is fine. I don't have a problem with any Saturday or Sunday.
Oh, cool,
Sunday
cool.
Sunday tends to be a little bit better.
Ah, okay, that works too.
If we do it near someplace near the water, though, that'd be cool. I can bring the ROVs out, and you guys can try those out.
Sundays don't work for me at all. We were going to plan on alternating every 2 weeks, Saturday and Friday.
Friday, I can't do.
Yeah, he delivers gas.
So I'll set up the next one for the Port of Tacoma, probably on the 1st, maybe on the 25th, but probably the 1st.
How many people do you think come?
Which is 10, 15.
Okay.
We had 10, yeah, like 10 show up the last time, right?
The thing about it is, though, if you're going to put up Port of Tacoma, it's going to be like ding, 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 ding. I bet you.
Well, you're gonna have some people that are complaining that it's too far.
That's fine.
You know.
But I got a feeling we're going to have a lot of people that are going to think, ooh, Port of Tacoma.
I thought Mercer Island would draw more, but you know.
It was cold as shit that day, too.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm like, oh, we've had great weather.
It's like Curtis didn't come because it was so damn cold.
Well, I mean, so you guys are used to flying, 10, 15, 20 minutes. I'm in the water for 2 hours. So I know that if I'm going to go out there, I'm going to be standing out there for 2 hours, and it was freezing.
Yeah, it was rough. But, dude, that crash was epic.
Happy you got his money back. But yeah, and it'll be on the meetup that like if there's 30 people here, only 10 can fly at a time, and we're gonna have to talk about it.
Yeah.
The other thing about it is I'm thinking about making a Facebook page for the meetup, where people on the meetup can go on the Facebook page and we can actually talk and have chats, and I can put polls up. So I can put up a poll and be like, hey, where do you want to go next? So I think I'll do that. And then
That sounds cool.
yeah, every 2 weeks from now on, we should have a meetup. I'll try to get the first 4 up tonight.
Wow. Okay, but like I said, I'd still be willing to jump on a ferry and go across that way and then come back
absolutely.
later. I would still be willing to do that, but you just got to find a place where 10 to 15 to 20 of us can hook up. And is there anywhere on that side that you could get in the water with an ROV?
Yeah, absolutely.
So make it
Actually,
more
I know of a
intriguing.
really fun place. So one of the cool things about this area is that a lot of it is reservations. And there's not quite the same laws or worries on some of the reservations.
Let me get this.
There are some other worries. You're going to get people that are a lot more worried about birds, but not as many people worried about the buildings.
Right.
But
Fair
the
enough.
Indianola, I think the Indianola
Environmental
dock.
impact.
I think Indianola Beach would be an awesome place.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
And plus, the Indianola dock has like a little lower dock off the end of the big dock, and that would be perfect to take off from with the ROV.
Okay, and then anybody that's interested and might be in the Pacific Northwest anytime in the near future, please join this group, and you can hook up with us and do crazy shit and fun stuff. All right, so Angel's hungry, Caleb's hungry. I think Curtis probably already ate before he got on, or maybe not, so he might be hungry too. And I've already eaten, so I'm going to go get a snack. But in the meantime, I'm going to throw it around the room and let everybody say what they're up to and might be up to. And if they have anything new on their channel, they would like you to go check out, starting with Angel.
I just did a nice swamp thing video. I went to New Orleans last February and finally got around to making a video. It was a lot of fun to make, and I have a lot of great footage. I just never have time to edit, so just putting it out there.
Oh, so check out Angel's channel for the New Orleans footage. Yes. And
Yes.
Curtis.
Let's see, what am I doing? Okay, so this Sunday I'll be going live from underwater, showing an inspection of a rudder or whatever you want to call it. I'm not a big boat guy, strangely enough, and I'll be doing that live, so you guys can follow that on my YouTube channel. Also, as Bill figured out, I have 2 new channels that I'm working on. One is Cyber Zone, and that's going to be it's modern music with a twist to it. It's like classic rock songs, but really more modern stuff. And then the other one, the Cyber Dreams one, is kind of like some of those motivational rest, relax, ambient kind of stuff. Look for those and subscribe. I only have 1 subscriber on one of them, in case you guys want to subscribe.
Ken showed up at the tail end. Just working days and long walks in the snow. Okay, let me put this back down. Okay, and Caleb, what's going on with you? He's muted.
Same old, doing lots of work stuff, setting up lots of these meetups so everybody can kind of enjoy and have fun.
And then Tesla drones gears next week.
And then the festival. Yeah, next week we'll give away some Tesla drone stuff. Why not? That could be kind of fun.
And he's also going to post the next 2 to 4 meetups on the meetup group. So, like I said, anybody that's coming to the Pacific Northwest and the Seattle area, just give us a holler, join up with that group, and we'll hook up with you and fly. If I'm not as available as some of these other guys are, Angel can hook up a lot easier than I can. But I'm going to. Hey, Angel, I'm ready now. I'm ready now.
Look at you. He's ready. He's ready.
I am ready now. That's the only thing.
On that barge.
Oh, the barge. Yes, the barge idea. I love the barge idea too.
I made a request, so I'll report back to everybody. I made a request, barge rental and material delivery. I made a request, so let's see what they have to write back with.
I also know the captain of one of the barge companies. Or one of the captains, I should say.
I mean, if you think about it, I don't know anybody. I know a lot of drone meetups around the United States, but I don't think anybody's done one from a barge. So that would be one up on everybody.
Well, it's just kind of counterintuitive, I imagine.
This is trippy. Okay, I normally don't do this, but don't we have like a concealed so they won't honor Texas here?
It's probably different. It's a lot easier to get your concealed in Texas, I think.
Yeah.
But you have it concealed here too, don't they?
Yeah, you just have to come up here and pass our tests because we don't want you being quite as crazy as Texas.
No, I don't. I'm not saying that, but yeah, I get what he's saying. He's like there should be some kind of universal test, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. It would be cool if there was some kind of blanket one for the whole, but
it's still state by state.
Yeah. So anyway,
so
no, I'll be honest with you. It's a little bit batshit crazy up here in some places.
Thank you.
I won't even go. I won't even go those places. You know, so no, I can understand why you wouldn't want to be without protective gear. So, not going crazy on that particular subject. We're going to talk more about the collaboration next week. We'll talk about. I didn't bring up the Inspire because I'd already told you all it was coming out in April. Ding, ding, ding. Now, all at once we get confirmation it's coming out in April. Duh. So anyway,
make it even more expensive.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is the camera's going to cost as much as the freaking drone.
More, a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just not even something that we would be interested in. I don't foresee an Air 3 this year. As a matter of fact, there's now rumors circulating that the airline is that they're not going to continue the airline. There's just going to be a mini version and a full-size version.
That's because Mavic makes sense. Air 2, Air 2S, Air 3 doesn't make sense.
Well, there's not really
the DJI Mavic Air 2S all the time.
Yeah.
Well, the Avata was
They
just
realized
a
that when
runaway
they came out
thing
with the
too.
3.
The Avata was just a runaway thing.
As far as sales, yeah.
I couldn't get into that drone. I don't know why. It just didn't tickle my fancy. I don't know why. If I could have sold the Skydio, I would have.
Well, I wasn't going to buy it either. I got it bought for me as a gift, but my Avata group is just exploding.
Yeah.
As far as people want to join and people talking about it all the time, so it's that's the crazy drone right now.
I might be interested in the Avata 2. I personally think that this drone's a little underpowered and it needs a little bit more work with the camera configuration. Other than that, it's very close to being a really good cinematic whoop kind of drone. So,
Mark, that's correct. Mark asked me to bring a gun up here.
All right, yep, very cool. I've went around the room. So next week, come back and join us, folks.
Curtis, thank you so much.
Live long and prosper. I'm going to get out of here too.